What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Dennis down here at Bruce Rossmeyer's Daytona Harley-Davidson with the used bike spotlight. Guys, look what we got for you today. Oh yeah, we're gonna throw some old school at you. What we're looking at here is the 2015 Harley-Davidson Softail Deluxe. That's right, guys, Deluxe. Some people refer to it as the Heritage Softail Deluxe, but I find whenever you throw the Heritage in there, it sort of confuses people a little bit. So we just like to refer to it simply as the Deluxe. What makes a Deluxe and not a Heritage Classic? Guys, this bike's got some goodies on it as well as those differences. Well, that's what we're going to go over with you today on the Spotlight. Check this out. Hey guys, one of the neat things about the Deluxe was one of the first attempts that Harley-Davidson made at going towards a shorter rider. Sometimes I think that they didn't realize that those of us below 6 foot existed before the Deluxe. But this was their first attempt to try and corner that market. They lowered the shock both front and rear from the factory. So if you compare this one to the Heritage Softail Classic, the Deluxe is going to sit an inch lower. Okay, now also a big difference on those bikes is whenever you're dealing with the stock seating. Now again, this is a Corbin seat. So this is not a stock seat, but with the stock saddle, what those do is they move you forward just a little bit, okay, and they taper down the front end. So again, it's designed for a shorter rider. So, you know, the seat height itself, whenever you get in it, in the saddle, it feels almost like an inch and a half, 2 inches shorter in the seat height than it would be on the Heritage Softail Classic. Now, it's always going to be a little bit less ground clearance. You go to throw it down into a turn, you've got a bigger chance of grounding the boards anytime that you're going to have a lower machine, but it gives you that great style point, so you just be a little bit conscientious of, you know, the lowered suspension, and of course that's going to help you get on down the road. Again, like I mentioned before, this does have a Corbin saddle on it, so I believe from, you know, a couple of days of experience, I've been doing this for about a week now, you know, yeah, a week, we'll say that. From my years of experience, what I'm going to say is this bike has actually been lowered a little bit more than it was originally from the factory. It feels really low. You can tell with my lofty 5'6.5", 5'7" frame. I've got a nice bend in my knee here, so you know, definitely going to fit well on the machine. You know, it's going to be a good riding position for somebody of my size. You know, like I said, about 5'6", 5'7", so you keep a good idea on what the seat height would be like for you. Even with the riding position for the floorboards, you know, it definitely puts me in a good riding position to be able to enjoy the counterbalance motor, the low center of gravity. The Softail family is always a very easy riding bike. You know, well, of course it is. It's a Softail. Now, you can't talk about the Softail Deluxe without mentioning the Tombstone style taillight. Now, the Tombstone Taillight is a very, very nostalgic piece from Harley-Davidson. Okay, it really heralds back to the old school days. And a lot of times you'll see people refer to them, you know, with the old school builds, choppers, FL styles, you know, the kind you're going to see true duals and ape hangers on and stuff like that. But whenever you see a true Tombstone taillight on there, then you know that's a Deluxe. Okay, it's just one of those little things that we know inside the industry that identifies the bike as a Deluxe. So, you know, whenever you see a Tombstone taillight, unless somebody went through a lot of pain to add one to FL style Softail, you know beyond the shadow of a doubt that that's going to be a Deluxe. And man, they just look great. You know what I mean? Sorry, just one of the best brake lights in the business, if you ask me. They really did that one right. But a couple more things to check out. Okay, now this is something else that I thought was pretty neat on this bike. All right, whenever these bikes come stock from the factory, okay, you just got an old school speedometer on there, old school gauge. Right there in the center console piece, just like everything else that you're ever used to. And then the markers on there will be like 1 or 5, 10, 15, 20. And because it's old school, you got to add the 0 behind it. Now, somebody went through a lot of expense and a lot of pain to add this. Now let's go ahead and come in here for a second. What you're looking at there is a Harley Speedo tack combination, okay, from the motor company too. So you don't have to worry about it being some aftermarket piece or anything of that nature. You've got your tachometer right here, and then a full speedo over there as well. And of course, you've even got digital fuel gauge down here as well. Now you can see that bike's only got 4,564 miles on it. So I mean, you're definitely talking about a low mile bike with some really cool goodies on there. Now while we're up here, I also got to point out too, the Kuryakin ISO grips. A lot of the times you're going to see these on Softails. Okay, Softails have got a counterbalance motor. Unlike the Dyna or the Touring Class, it's got a rubber-mounted motor system. So with the counterbalance motor, you're going to have to control the vibration a little bit differently than you would on the rubber mounts. On the rubber mount motor, the motor is allowed to shake independently in the motor away from the frame and allow the vibration to be isolated. So out on the highway, you've got very, very minimal vibration on the rubber-mounted motor system. But on the counterbalance motor, you've got less vibration around town. So I know what you're saying, Dennis. If there's less vibration on the Softail, why do you have the ISO grips on there? Aha! Here's my point. Now, The counterbalancers on the Softails, okay, they've got about 30, 35 pounds worth of weights in there that are going to be able to control the vibration when you're going down the road. Now, that's great around town and is very, very minimal on the vibrations everywhere around there. But here's the thing. Out on the highway, out on the interstate, out on the higher RPM cruises, you're going to notice a little bit of a high frequency vibration up in the handlebars. Now, it's nothing dramatic, okay? It's just, very minimal. It's good. You got tons of moving parts doing, 3, 4, 5,000 RPMs per second. So there's going to be a little bit of vibration. So in order to get rid of that on the Softail family, Kuriak iso grips usually do the trick. You'll see these little padded pillows here, and they're rubber, little air pockets there. You squeeze them a little bit, but that's going to do what really needs to be done to be able to control the vibration level on the Softail from the counterbalance motor. And again, start paying attention. You'll notice a lot of the Softails have got those Kuriak iso grips on them with good reason. They work. Now, I did mention the Corbin saddle that's on this bike. Okay, you've got a nice leather stitching here with flames and everything in order to give it a tribal graphics. Looks cool, really adds to the old school feeling of the bike. They're a little stiff whenever you first go to sit on them at first, but you'll find long distance comfort will surprise you on a Corbin saddle. You hear people all the time say that the Corbin seats are made for style, not necessarily comfort, but those are people that have never owned one. You talk to somebody who's owned one of those saddles and they'll tell you there's nothing better for long haul comfort. Everybody's of their own opinion though, but one of the things I wanted to show you about this seat, you see these clean lines back here? Now there's no actual saddles or seat screw back here at the back, which is how all of them are mounted to the bike. What they've done is this key hole right there, okay, that's actually used to be able to unlock the seat from the bike. So when you have a high-dollar seat like this, you don't have to worry about somebody snagging it and running off with it, because I'll tell you, check these things online. They are not cheap. Not cheap at all. So you got your seat locked onto the bike so nobody can snag it from you. Just that simple. Okay guys, now a quick recap. We're looking at a 2015 Harley-Davidson Softail Deluxe, the epitome of the old school cool. Now this bike comes standard with a 103 cubic inch motor. It's got a 6-speed transmission. That is the classic twin cam style motor, counterbalanced of course. You got it lowered down, you've got the Corbin saddle on there. All right, it's a beautiful machine all the way around, very, very low miles. As a matter of fact, she's only got 4,564 miles on this bike. All right, and everything that you're going to want. The Lendy engine guard system, that old school Tombstone Taillight. It's even got mounts on it for a backrest if you wanted to add one. So the difficult and expensive part's already been done for you. All you got to do is just buy an upright with a pad, slap it on, you're good to go. Now again, guys, these bikes always come with our 1-year powertrain warranty, okay, and oil for life. Okay, so that means for the length of the time that you own this motorcycle, you bring it here for the services. The oil is on us. Just that simple. No gimmicks, no games, no upgrades for chrome, no upgrades for synthetic. There's a really good reason, other than being the best service and the best sales team and the best dealership around, to come by from us here at Daytona Harley-Davidson. So guys, please give me a call. Phone number here is 386-671-7100, or hit me up via email at dpiles@vrhd.com, or better yet, come on in and see me. I mean, if you really need an excuse to walk in to see the largest Harley-Davidson dealership in the world, I mean, guys, it's a no-brainer to me. Go look at motorcycles, take one home if you want to. Guys, come on in. Until then, we'll see you on the road.